What's up, folks? Breaking news. A helicopter has crashed into the Hudson River. It looks like we're going to get to the bottom of it. There's a press conference. Unfortunately, there's some fatality that went on as well. So we're getting information as we go. And then we're going to talk about other news items here on Nerd Report. As always, remember, this is all opinion based on what we read or discuss. Please do your own research and everything. Before jumping into conclusions, never harass anybody we talk about here. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. And that's, that's the way we roll here on Nerd Report. Welcome, everybody, here. Let's start the show right after this. All right, so the latest, unfortunately, here today, and man, I like covering the news to a certain extent, but it gets really, really messed up and depressing, man. It's another, aerial accident. Another. I don't like flying, but hearing these things don't help. What's up, Ann? If you guys got notified, let me know in the comments. Real quick, let me know in the comments if you guys got notified. Also, let me know what country, city, or state you are watching from. We're going vertical today with this video. We do switch it up. Please bear with me. Also, let me know what device you are watching with. All right, so 6 people, including a pilot and a family of 5, were ended after a helicopter crash into the Hudson River in Jersey City, New Jersey on Thursday afternoon. The FFA confirmed a Bell 206 helicopter crashed and remains submerged in the Hudson River. That is of right now. Good thing you got notified there. So that's it. With that, we do have a press conference. We're gonna go over as you all get in here. Here's a short little news nugget via News Nation. Thank you to them and everything. You guys got notified.
Helicopter crash.
Let me know if you guys could hear this.
Just west of the island of Manhattan in the Hudson River, and the call came into the authorities at 3:17 p.m. It's 3:46 p.m. right now. Helicopter in the water. Fire departments.
Helicopter in the water. Fire departments there. Are you guys having okay? Is it okay? Are you guys hearing the audio all right? All right. Always let me know ASAP if you can't hear the audio.
There, police departments on the scene. The FDNY, which is the fire department, they say their land marine units are there. They're performing rescue operations even as we speak. You see some of the police and fire boats in the water. We don't know anything else in terms of how many people, what type of helicopter, or, injuries or anything like that at the moment. We're sending a News Nation crew over there to the scene again, in terms of how just kind of due west of us, Pier 40. Which is West Houston Street and West Street. That's the pier that jets out from Manhattan into the Hudson River. More as we get it.
Thanks so much for.
So all this talk about, helicopters and airplanes and everything that we've seen, like way too many of them get into accidents this year, it seems like. Is this stopping you from flying? I mean, technically speaking, it is the safest way to go. Flying is the safest way to travel, but there's a sense of helplessness, right? What do you guys think? When was the last time you got on a plane, folks? And I look, this doesn't mean anything's gonna happen if you're getting on a plane. What is this? Share your referral link. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's see right here. This is a scene straight from the incident.
Eastern time. And again, 6 people were on board and they are all now dead. So we've been checking in and listening into some of our coverage with our partners there in New York City. We're going to go ahead and tune back into their coverage there in just a second, but I want to put this up on your screen as well.
Well, let me ask you, August, you're a flight attendant. What are your feelings? Because I see flight attendants are unfazed by this stuff, right? They're unfazed by this stuff. I mean, I guess it's just like getting in a car, like the reason they don't report about car accidents is because there's so many of them. And when there's something in the air, it's so rare, it's big news. You won't catch my ass on I love you. You're so awesome. And But let's check this out.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams commenting on the situation, saying that the team is on the scene there at the heartbreaking and tragic crash in the Hudson River. Of course, they're saying that they.
Now, August says they are a flight attendant. So I'm not scared. It's just like getting in a car, but it's the safest way to go. It is. Even Superman says that, right? I mean, to joke a little bit, right? That's good. That's good. I'm terrified. Were you ever, since you're a flight attendant, were you ever at a point where you were scared in the beginning? And what do you suggest people that are scared of flying do? And do you ever still get scared when there's turbulence or something? I mean, the last time I got onto a plane was from, okay, so I went to Pixar, actually, Disney's Pixar. I went from LA to San Francisco. It was fine, like 45 minutes. But then on the way back, the turbulence and the delays, man, I got flight anxiety. You could walk, you are absolutely correct. You could walk across the street and you could end. Never ever do I get scared. Nice. That's awesome. No one's getting on a plane. Are you guys not getting on a plane no more?
They are now assisting those first responders closer to the New Jersey side of the river. Please avoid the area near Pier 40 in Manhattan in the meantime. Let's go ahead and check back in, though, with our partners there at Fox 5 in New York, as they are currently in show covering this disaster.
Team just arrived here as well. You can see just the traffic building up on the west side, but I'm going to step out of the way here so you guys can take a live look. One of those rescue.
You're saying before the crash, there was 2 helicopter accidents in 2019. I'm not trusting planes either. If I do fly, pray before boarding and on the plane. So that's what you guys are doing? Hell nope. Emily doesn't want to go on a plane either. It's hard. I know. I think August is probably correct. It is the safest way, but it's just the idea, right? The idea. Folks, do me a favor, hit the like button, get the algorithm going here with this news story. There you go.
Rescue boats are just coming up here to the pier, offloading. But as you've been reporting, just a tragic situation here on the Hudson River. We now know at least 6 people are dead, and a source of mine telling me children were inside that helicopter. Of course, what's happening here, we are waiting for officials, FDNY, NYPD, and the city to give us an update as to what went down, what happened, if they know the ages of the children, how many children were on board, how many adults. But here it is, all hands on deck here.
Indeed,
we have seen emergency crews.
Jessica, yeah.
Although he says you're terrified to fly, and it's probably the safest way, man. It is. Well, not probably, the stats show, but it's crazy.
We appreciate that update. It's coming on 5 o'clock now. If you are just joining us, you're watching the Fox 5 News at 5. We're in continuing. So really, just
look at those guys when they do it.
Potentially
they're
flipping
like
one
sideways
blade,
in the water looking for people. Man, that's all. That's brave of them.
Not a particularly common occurrence. It has happened, but for the whole, if indeed the whole head separated, I mean that's just. I don't know of another. I haven't read of anything like that have ever happening, and maybe we're just sort of again speculating based on what it looks like on this video, where you see the
you can still
blades
see it spinning.
Exactly. Yeah. And is it one blade or 2 blades? Again, it's
on the New York side.
Folks, the helicopter's blades are still spinning. Isn't that crazy?
Here, they've got a staging area that's about, say, 20 blocks from where we are right now, 15, 20 blocks from where we are. But they are not too involved in this operation. It was really the FDNY and the Coast Guard and people on the Jersey side responding to this. And you can see over my shoulder, you can see the flashing blue lights that are over there, but there are fewer flashing blue lights. And the last time that you guys came to me, it looked like that there were at least 4 or 5 boats over there with flashing lights, and it's hard for me to actually see because it's across the river. But But now you can see there's like maybe one or two over there on the Jersey side where the lights are still flashing. But when you take a look, well, first of all, JP Tristani, one of the best in the business whenever you want to talk, in addition to our very own Nick Gregory, what a godsend he is in a situation like this. And with these type of
August says they travel. Okay, so what was your position again, August? So we have an expert on the comments. Okay, I don't know you personally, but you're saying I have no reason not to believe you. The pilots go through so much training as flight attendees do too. You're a flight attendee. Okay, so we have an expert in the comments, so you guys could ask them questions. I really appreciate you. Flight attendants. Okay. I have better chance of surviving a car crash than falling out of the sky. And there's been too many so far this year. Yes. And you've all, unfortunately, I've covered them here, right? On Nerd Report. I apologize. I apologize for bringing the bad news. I got to be honest with you, man. A lot of times reporting this stuff is depressing. And I wish I could just report on funner stuff. But I don't know. Maybe there is going to be a little bit of a, or a lot of a, topic change here, like UFOs or whatever, because like, oh man, this stuff is just, what's up, Tammy? Tammy, make sure to share this on the Telegram, girl. If you can do that for me, that'd be amazing. Isn't there a lawsuit where people are whistle blowing on Boeing airplanes and turning up ended or something? I don't know about that. Thanks for sharing, Tammy. I don't know about that stuff, Am.
Emergencies, because he is an expert just like JP, so you couldn't be talking to two better people when you talk about either a chopper crash or anything involving a plane. But when you look at that video and just see the body of that helicopter plummet, just drop into the Hudson River. I've never seen anything like that before. And then you see the propeller just flying, flipping around, and it's separated from the helicopter. And that's what I had heard, that the propeller had broken off of the helicopter and had split in half.
Yeah. It's a great point that you make, Linda. When we talked to JP, he said that, Nick, that this is something that's extraordinary. It's very rare for that to happen. Just kind of paint the picture.
If indeed the whole head came off, that is very extraordinary. I mean, that's a huge failure, because you got to think about the giant, the rotor head, and then the two blades that stick out from the middle. So, potentially flipping one blade, also, again, not a particularly common occurrence. It has happened. But for the whole, if indeed the whole head separated, I mean.
And we're getting a press conference right now, folks. The whole head separated of the plane. Pieces were flying this video.
That's just,
yeah.
I don't know of another, I haven't read of anything like that have ever happening. And maybe we're just sort of, again, speculating based on what it looks like on this video, where you see the two,
you can still see it spinning.
Spinning, exactly. Yeah. And is it one blade or two blades? Again, it's hard. It looks like it's.
It looks like the whole thing.
There it is.
It's the whole thing. Yeah. Just spinning around.
It's the upside lift as they go forward and back. The aerodynamics of a helicopter was probably the most difficult that I ever experienced as an aeronautical engineer. Basically, the formula is tremendously long, and then you just cut it off and say, okay, let the test pilots work on it. But the very fact that the entire head would come off the helicopter, that's a massive failure that even in a database, you're not going to find any of that, even in a combat operation.
Yeah, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. So the body of the helicopter was in the water way before the propeller, it looks like, from that angle we're looking at, which is sort of exactly what you were saying. All right, we're going to go. JP Tristani, aviation expert, we appreciate your perspective. Stick with us. We're going to go right now to another colleague of ours, Linda Schmidt. She is live on the east side with what she's seeing from her perspective.
And Linda, I don't know if you have this from your NYPD source, but 3 of the 6 dead are children. That's what we're learning now from the NYPD.
Yeah, well, I had heard from law enforcement sources and some others as well that the 6 who were on board that helicopter, all of them are deceased.
Okay, let's go to the press conference. Are you all ready? Press that 1. Make sure you pay attention to this important press conference. got the mayor in New York right there. Make sure the audio is good.
Amazing thing. Yeah. If throwing a blade is bad enough, but if the whole rotor head, so the top part of the helicopter where the two blades are attached to, if that whole thing's separated, I mean, that is just very rare.
Well, I mean, it all makes sense with the video and the eyewitness accounts we heard. It seems like the helicopter came apart and sort of the top propeller crashed into the back of the helicopter.
Sliced the tail off.
It'll be interesting to see, when they lift it up, if we will have the ability, if we'll still be able to see when they lift it up, what's left of it.
Yeah.
So
before it hit the water, we saw there wasn't too much left of it. I mean, in that other video,
you'll get a view of it. Again, if both blades are gone, the tail's gone, and that's probably how the tail was lost, because the blades just slice through it. If it
I feel pretty confident saying that just from everything we've seen and heard so far. And we're getting close to an update from city officials, the mayor, the police commissioner, fire commissioner, et cetera, bringing us the update on this horrific crash.
By the way, Ann, real quick, did you send something in the mail? I think I got something, but I'm not sure if it's from you. I haven't picked it up yet.
Tragic day. I mean, think about how many people, again, we don't know if this was.
All right, as you see there, we're listening into Fox 5 New York's coverage of this deadly helicopter crash. We're going to be continuing on with our coverage here. As walking up to the microphone, this briefing is just now getting underway there in New York City. Let's listen in.
This mayor's been everywhere. Well,
good evening, everyone.
Mayor's on the left.
I'm joined here today with Mayor Eric Adams. Deputy Mayor for Administration, Camille Joseph Varla.
Exactly.
The Fire Commissioner, Robert Tucker.
We're going to find out right now.
Jessica Tisch. And the Emergency Management Commissioner, Zach Hisco. We are here on the scene at Pier 40 on the west side of Manhattan, where earlier today, a passenger helicopter crashed into the Hudson River. Our response was swift and coordinated. We have the FDNY, the NYPD, the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner here on the scene, assisting with rescue efforts. New York City Office of Emergency Management was coordinating efforts on the ground with our public safety agencies. As our state and federal partners, including the FAA, the Port Authority, and the United States Coast Guard, the National Transportation Safety Board, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and our partner agencies in New Jersey. When an emergency like this happens and strikes, this team responds with expert speed and professionalism. I want to thank all of our brave first responders for assisting in the rescue efforts and the ongoing investigation into this tragedy. For more information, I would like to turn it over to Mayor Eric Adams.
Paula says, I'm sorry, God didn't give us wings, flying not natural, just my opinion. Now, I look, I respect your opinion, but God gave us the knowledge to create stuff to get us there. That's the way I look at it, respectfully. But I get what you're saying. Like, our bodies do not match those accidents, even a car. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying, Paula. I don't mean to be disrespectful with that, but I do get what you're saying with your statement.
Thanks so much, DM Daughtry. Our hearts go out to the family of those who were on board and all 6 who were on board of the helicopter. It's almost reminiscence of the plane going down here on the Hudson River. But thank God we didn't lose any lives back then. We still fresh and it's still new. The investigation is ongoing, and we have the entire family members. We're lifting them up in prayer. Here's what we know at this time.
Here we go.
At approximately 3:17 this afternoon, we began receiving multiple calls for a helicopter that crashed in the water. These calls generated the response of many agencies, as Deputy Mayor Daughtry stated, including FDNY, NYPD, the Port Authority, and our Jersey partners, the police officers in Jersey as well, and the Coast Guard. 3 adults and 3 children were on board a Bell 206 helicopter that had left from the downtown Skyport just about 3 p.m. The pilot and a family visiting from Spain, what our preliminary information has at this time. Members of the FDNY and NYPD harbor units arrived at the scene, and divers from both agencies entered the water. At this time, all 6 victims have been removed from the water. And sadly, all 6 victims have been pronounced deceased. Again, we're praying for the families and our gratitude to the rescuers and the courage that was displayed in their dedication. I will now turn it over to Fire Commissioner Tucker.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. As the mayor said, at approximately 3:15 this afternoon, numerous calls were received for a helicopter crash in the Hudson River. We have FDNY assets right up the road here, and we launched our boats immediately. This operation was a joint operation between the FDNY and the NYPD. Our rescue swimmers were in the water shortly after the call and recovered some of the victims. We worked very closely with the NYPD divers on this, and I think this tragic day does indicate just how the spirit of cooperation between the NYPD and the FDNY is alive on the streets and in the water. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon. The mayor covered most of it, but perhaps I have a few details to add here. Obviously, this is an ongoing investigation, and all information that we'll provide is preliminary and subject to change. At approximately 3:17 this afternoon, multiple 911 calls started coming in reporting a helicopter crash in the Hudson River near the New Jersey coastline off the coast of River Drive in Hoboken. NYPD units from aviation, harbor, scuba, and patrol all responded, with our first units arriving at the site within minutes. Our NYPD divers entered the water along with rescue personnel from FDNY, Port Authority.
Folks, by the way, let me know if you guys, the audio is okay, and let me know if you got notified. Let me know where you're watching from as well.
And various New Jersey agencies. According to the manifest, aboard the helicopter were 6 people, 1 pilot, 2 adults, and 3 children. NYPD divers pulled 4 people from the crash site, and FDNY divers recovered an additional 2. Immediate life-saving measures were undertaken on the vessels at the scene, as well as the adjoining pier. 4 victims were pronounced dead on scene, and 2 more were removed to local area hospitals, where sadly both succumbed to their injuries. Names are being withheld at this time, pending family notification. Here is what we know about the flight, and this is based on flight tracking software. A Bell 206 helicopter flying for the tour company New York Helicopters took off from the downtown Manhattan heliport at 2:59 p.m.
By the way, folks, I want to address something very important right now. It's not as important as this because this is a tragedy, but we have been updating the hell out of this channel with new videos and stuff, and no one's like, only very few people are getting notified, and we're getting comments like Flower, I really appreciate you. Where have you been? Haven't seen you online for weeks. I have been going online like almost every day. So Flower, please, and everyone else, always look for Nerd Report. Search it on YouTube to get the videos, or subscribe to our Nerd Report on Rumble and also our Patreon, our free Patreon, so you get notified there. Are you guys part of that? I apologize, Flower. I have been posting stuff, and it's very discouraging that people are not getting the content when we work hard to bring you stuff and everything. It's only a few people are getting notified at this point. I don't know what's going on. It's out of our control, but thanks for supporting.
The aircraft flew south before turning to fly north along the Manhattan shoreline up the Hudson River. At 3:08 p.m., the helicopter reached the George Washington Bridge and then turned again to fly south along the New Jersey shoreline. Shortly thereafter, the aircraft lost control and hit the water just a few feet off the coast of Pier A Park in Hoboken. The cause of the crash is currently under investigation.
Yes, I'm okay. I'm okay. Do I look sick or something? I'm okay.
Any questions? Go ahead. What's the ages, please, of all the occupants?
We don't have that information at this time, and we're holding to a complete investigation.
Go ahead.
You know what's
One at a time, please, Mike.
Did you tell us about the recovery of the helicopter? Is the helicopter submerged in the water? How did divers find it?
I'm sorry, Sid.
How did divers find the helicopter? Is it submerged, and what happens now with the recovery?
The helicopter hit the water, we believe, inverted, and it was the cabin piece was visible above the water.
Mark, go ahead.
Do you know why the family was in town for their vacation?
No, still preliminary investigation.
Jen?
Any background on the pilot, any past incidents with him before, perhaps anything in the past?
It's still, as you see, this is fresh. All this is preliminary, and we're going to look into that.
Time for two more. Go ahead.
Do you have any idea of how old the helicopter was, the age of it? And also, we had witnesses telling us that helicopters because it just stopped in midair and there were pieces of the helicopter falling off before it
We
actually
did see
hit the
pieces of
water.
it.
Have you heard of that? Do you know why? As part of this investigation?
You have anything?
Yeah, I think the entire incident is under investigation by the NTSB and the FBI and obviously local authorities as well.
Is that something that you have seen, that you have heard witness accounts of?
It's consistent with
There was another
911
crash.
calls and witness reports.
Last question. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask the gender sense that they knew that were forward, the children especially.
Still an investigation. We want to be cautious about releasing any information until we're able to notify family members and the communication with the consul.
Yeah. And before we close, just lastly, when myself and Commissioner Tucker arrived on the Jersey side of the Hudson River, we were met by the first responders and they told us they did everything they can to try to save these victims. And you can see the trauma on their face. They did everything they can, and they wanted me to make sure that
There are too many.
I made that public. They really tried their hardest. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
All right, as you see there, we were awaiting that press conference.
All right, there was another plane crash.
Officials on this devastating, deadly helicopter crash. So we've got a lot of information there out of that press conference that all 6 people on board that Bell 206 helicopter have died. And we got that information again from several of the moments and several of the people there standing there at that moment. So we're going to dive a bit more.
Do you think there's more accidents or they're being reported more? Juju is asking that question.
Into what happened there and checking with some of our expert aviation guests on what possibly could even cause a crash like this. We'll be diving into that on the other side of our 2-minute break. Stay right. Children, 2 adults, 1 pilot were all on board. With that as well, it was the pilot and a family visiting from Spain. That's just the initial information that we've been given. They haven't named any names at this time as they're still trying to contact next of kin as well. So we'll continue to follow this and check back in with our partners there at Fox 5 in New York to get more insight into what happened. But let's take this time now to step away for a 2-minute break.
All right. So I asked earlier, folks, are you more reluctant to fly now? We had some people say that they're not. Are you seeing an increase here with the accidents being reported more? What do you all think? What's your opinion? I'm very curious to know. I'm always terrified to fly, but I will fly. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Also, if you do me a favor, folks, subscribe to the channel. If you've not subscribed to the channel, let's get like at least 1 more person subscribed right now. Top right-hand corner. I see some of you are not subscribed.
Yeah, that's right. Again, people. All right, we are going to take this opportunity to step away for a quick 2-minute break.
Again? So Joe says, hell no, I'm not going to fly. If I could afford flying, but I'd not afford to die. Yes. Flying to Egypt, you'll be fine.
New York PD and the Fire Department of New York in those recovery efforts. I join all New Yorkers in praying for those we've lost and their families. Again, we've been watching some of these images as those still ongoing there in the Hudson River. This shot that we've had all afternoon long there live as that helicopter still upside down in the water. So all 6 people on board that helicopter have been pronounced dead. And we've been checking in with our partners there at Fox 5 in New York as they have extensive coverage with many of their reporters all around the area covering the different aspects of this crash, listening into those witnesses who have added some insight into what happened when this helicopter went into the Hudson just about 3 hours ago now. Let's check back in with their coverage here on Live Now.
2:59ish. By 3:08, the helicopter had reached the George Washington Bridge. It was, I guess, heading back this way when it lost control and hit the water. The police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, saying the helicopter hit the water inverted, and I think that's what made it difficult, right? When it went upside down into the water to try to get those victims out alive, which clearly that did not happen here today. But again, we now know this was a family who was visiting from Spain. They are notifying family members. Also, I know that they're working with the consulate here. There is a Spanish consulate here in New York City. They're working with them, and hopefully we'll have more information later on today or even tomorrow of who these victims were.
All right, Jess, thank you very much. I want to bring in Nick now. I mean,
All right, listen. There's more stuff. You're gonna get triggered. You're gonna get triggered. Right here. This out of Los Angeles. Southern California coach charged with ending a 13-year-old boy. We're going to look at this report, and then we're going to check out the press conference. You guys ready? Hit that 1. You got to be careful, man. You can't trust your kids with anyone.
A 13-year-old boy made his first appearance before a judge today.
Authorities have not revealed how exactly the boy was killed, but the case has caught the attention of the highest levels of the U.S. government.
Could you check this story out? Check this story out. You guys, you've heard of this? Heather, whatever, you heard of this story? Audio's okay?
KTLA 5's Chris Wolf joins us live from downtown LA with more details. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Court and Micah. This is a stunning case gaining national and international attention, and the list of charges against the man accused keeps growing. I feel sad. Sadness.
This is the brother, I guess.
Just sadness. Sadness and shock as charges against his little brother's accused killer, a youth soccer coach, continue to mount.
How does this asshole have access to kids?
43-year-old Mario Garcia Aquino is being held without bail. He was scheduled to make his first court appearance Tuesday in downtown Los Angeles since his arrest last week on suspicion of sexual assault and murder. However, the arraignment or formal reading of the charges has been postponed until April 30th. It's incredible. How does the United States, knowing that he has these prior accusations against him, allow him to be out here, free, coaching kids?
Okay, so this guy is the brother, I believe. He's obviously an immigrant. And he's asking, why is the United States allowing these people without being checked, immigrants that have priors to be with 13-year-olds? Of course, everybody's pro-immigrant, but there's bad ones we need to vet. They're not committing crimes at white liberal neighborhoods. They're going after this guy's brother in his neighborhood, our neighborhood. All we're asking is to check people, man. Is that weird of me to ask? Is that weird? Here he is, an immigrant, asking why is America allowing this guy here to end his brother?
April 30th. It's incredible. How does the United States, knowing that he has these prior accusations against him, allow him to be out here, free, coaching kids?
Is this guy a racist for saying that, folks? Let me know in the comments.
Postponed until April 30th. It's incredible. How does the United States, knowing that he has these prior accusations against him, allow him to be out here, free, coaching kids? Imagine that, training kids, knowing that he had problems in the past.
Yes, it's okay. He's learning English. That's fine. There's not a crime against that. This is the victim here, JJB. His brother's gone.
That is something that you cannot explain. Why did the authorities let this man free? Authorities say Mario Garcia Aquino is an undocumented immigrant from El Salvador who for years has been working in Southern California as a traveling youth soccer coach.
Are you kidding me?
He's charged with murdering 13-year-old Oscar Hernandez in Lancaster on the weekend of March 28th, and then later dumping the boy's body in a ditch in Oxnard.
Sorry, guys.
Oscar had gone to the coach's home with his parents' permission that weekend to do some painting on the property for which he would be paid. However, Oscar never returned, and when family members tried to call him, only the coach answered. This case has special circumstances involving lewd acts with a child, and the district attorney explains that makes Mario Aquino eligible for the death penalty.
All right, so let's look at the press conference.
My name is Nathan Hochman. I'm the District Attorney of Los Angeles County. Up here with me, we're joined by Los Angeles Police Chief Jim McDonnell, Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna. Also at the podium is FBI Special Agent in Charge Ted Dox, LAPD Assistant Chief Blake Chow, LAPD Deputy Chief Head of Detectives Alan Hamilton. From the District Attorney's Office, we had Head Deputy of Major Crimes Craig Hume, along with Deputy District Attorneys Paul Thompson and Nagin Mostadim. Also with me, directly to my left, are Oscar Omar Hernandez's sister, Alejandra Hernandez, his mother, Gladys Bautista, and Oscar's father, Oscar Daniel Hernandez. Today, I'm announcing the charge of murder with special circumstances against Mario Edgardo Garcia Aquino, who's 43 years old. Mr. Garcia Aquino murdered 13-year-old Oscar Omar Hernandez on March 28th, 2025. And when I say that charges have been brought, I want to make it clear that charges themselves are not evidence, that a defendant is presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty in a court of law. The charges allege that Mario Edgardo Garcia Aquino, on that date of March 28, 2025, murdered Omar Hernandez in Lancaster. Mr. Garcia Aquino was his soccer coach. And on that day, Omar Hernandez went up to Lancaster to see Mr. Garcia Aquino. 2 days later, he was reported missing. And on April 2nd, 2025, last week, his body was found in Oxnard off a road near Leo Carrillo State Beach. We have also announcing the charges, again, separate charges, against Mr. Garcia Aquino from a February 22nd, 2024 felony of assault with intent to commit a lewd act against a different individual, a 16-year-old young man.
Someone else. They tried to do another victim, huh?
In Palmdale. Mr. Garcia Aquino faces at least life without the possibility of parole on the murder charge and 6 years in prison with respect to the felony count of assault with intent to commit a lewd act. These cases are tragic, and the Hernandez family, you have our deepest sympathy for a loss that words cannot even begin to describe. Our role, though, is to bring justice to this family and to hold the person responsible for these brutal, heinous, unspeakable, unthinkable acts, hold them accountable, and prosecute and punish them to the full extent of the law. Now, as part of this investigation, we are asking that if there are any potential victims of Mr. Garcia Aquino, and they're out there.
Needs to be said in Spanish. These guys, they prey on Spanish-speaking neighborhoods, okay? That's what they do. That's why a lot of people don't care, because it's not your neighborhood. They prey on Spanish-speaking neighborhoods and poor kids. Okay? I'm saying the quiet part out loud.
That we have put his picture out with our press release. And we are asking anyone with information or any victims to come forward to the Los Angeles Police Department's Juvenile Division Abused Child Unit, and they can call 818-374-5415 or the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Special Victims Bureau at 877-710-5273. And if anyone wants to come forward anonymously, they can come forward by phone to the Los Angeles Regional Crime Stoppers Hotline at 800-222-8477. I'd like to now introduce Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna to say some words.
Thank you, Mr. Hockman, and good afternoon to everybody. Being up here, presenting this information is never easy, but on behalf of the men and women of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, very sorry for your loss. Lo sentimos mucho de todo lo que pasó. I'm here today specifically seeking additional victims on a child sexual abuse case involving 43-year-old Mario Garcia Aquino from the Palmdale area. Garcia Aquino was a youth travel soccer coach with the Hurricane Valley Boys Soccer Club in the Sylmar area, working with different age divisions. He had no reported criminal history. In February of 2024, Garcia Aquino befriended a Sylmar family who allowed their juvenile son to stay with him at his residence in Palmdale. The family subsequently filed a criminal report with the Palmdale Sheriff's Station, alleging...
Look, I don't know. Was it an illegal that was here? Folks, what did you guys hear? Allegedly. Hey, what's up? What's up, Paca?
Sexual abuse of their child.
Hey, holy shit.
This case
what
was
is
assigned...
up, Popcorn Planet Raid, Project Metal. What is up, everybody here? Welcome, Andy Signore's crew. It's Kim's crew. What is up? We're a little bit we're a little bit more on the serious tip here. More, I think, there's a Blake Lively story they're covering, which is serious too. It involves a very serious topic. Here we have a topic where there's a guy that for some reason was allowed to coach kids, and now he's being accused of M. And we're going over that press conference here in LA. Plus the main topic is that there was a plane that was downed, a helicopter downed in the Hudson River. We did the press conference for that earlier, but welcome everyone, all 300 of you that are here. Make sure to hit that one. Make sure that you are subscribed. Double check that you are subscribed as we go over this press conference.
To the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Special Victims Bureau North Team, who is tasked with investigating both physical and sexual abuse of children, including adult felonious sexual assaults. During the investigation and while working with the Los Angeles County District Attorney's office from the Antelope Valley Courthouse, detectives learned that there was another unrelated child sexual abuse case being handled by the Los Angeles Police Department's Foothill Division involving Garcia Aquino.
This guy has a record.
On April 2nd,
how do they not call each other and say, "Hey, dude, this guy should not be involved with soccer teams"? Am I wrong?
2025, the new information from both the Sheriff's Department and the Police Department cases, the District Attorney's Office filed one felony count of assault with intent to commit a sexual offense on Mario Garcia Aquino. Based on the nature of the offenses, Special Victims Bureau detectives believe there may be additional victims. Anyone with information regarding this case or who believes that they may have been a victim is urged to contact the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Special Victims Bureau at 877-710-5273, or you can contact.
Now, that's the new DA behind him. Folks, if you're interested in the Menendez brothers case, I think there's something big going to happen this Friday, which is tomorrow. I will be covering that. Make sure to subscribe to the Menendez brothers. I guess there's trying to see if there's a resentencing or something. Hochman, DA Hochman's been kind of against them being free. So not kind of, but very against them being free. So let's subscribe and make sure to check tomorrow because we are going to be covering that.
Any of your local sheriff stations. I just want to make an additional comment to that because we're really urging anybody in the public, once you see the photos of this individual, that if you may have been a victim, please come forward. I know it's not easy. I know it could be either embarrassing, you don't want to tell somebody, but it's very important that we bring justice not only to the family here to my left.
That's true. If you are a victim, no one's going to harass you, man. Only idiots would harass you. We got your back. Come forward.
But any families that may have been victimized by this. And I want to add an additional comment that if for some reason anybody fears coming forward, even as a youth or a family, because you may be here undocumented, we're not going to ask about that. Please, you need to come forward. We will assist you, whether it's our department, the Los Angeles Police Department.
And if they do ask you, if you're a victim, they do ask you, contact me. I'll out them. I'll report about that. That's not cool.
The LA County District Attorney's Office, any of us are going to wrap our arms around you and make sure that you get the appropriate services. We guide you the right way.
Yep.
And we protect you as well. Thank you very much.
Now I'd like to call up Los Angeles Police Department Chief Jim McDonald.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, and thank you for your continued attention and coverage on this deeply tragic case. Before I begin, I want to just take a moment to acknowledge the profound loss endured by the family of Oscar Omar Hernandez. On behalf of the Los Angeles Police Department, I extend our deepest condolences. And while no words can lessen their grief, please know that we're fully committed to pursuing justice for their son. I'd also like to extend my appreciation to our partners whose combined efforts led to today's charges. Thank you to the District Attorney, the FBI, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the Ventura County Sheriff's Department, and the Ventura County Coroner for the help that they provided. I also want to particularly thank LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division and LAPD's Major Crimes Division for the time, patience, and expertise that they dedicated to this case. While we all hoped for a different outcome, their hard work has helped ensure that this dangerous individual is no longer a threat to the public. When this was a missing persons case that
well, finally,
RHD
person's not a threat to the public.
He picked up and put everything they had into it, brought in Major Crimes and the resources with all of our partners here, left no stone unturned. And so I'm thankful for the collaboration that we see here and the ability we have to be able to mobilize on a case like this that is so tragic, and to be able to get some level of closure. And as Sheriff Luna mentioned, I share the same sentiments. If anybody is a victim out there, please come forward. There are no obstacles, and we will treat it as sensitively as it needs to be treated. But justice should be served in this. So I won't go into the details of the case. That's already been talked over here. But any questions you have, I'll kick it back to the district attorney. Thank you all.
So the DA may have something tomorrow with the Menendez case, folks. So make sure to subscribe for that. If you're going to be here tomorrow for if we cover Menendez, I believe it's tomorrow. Press that 1 if you want me to cover that.
So we will now take myself, Sheriff Luna, and Chief McDonald will now take questions. After we're done taking questions, Maria Ramirez, where are you? Over there. For the Spanish media, Maria Ramirez will then give a brief overview of what we've been doing and then takes questions in Spanish as well.
Attorney, before we begin, will the family say anything?
Not at this press conference.
Luz Delia Caballero with CBS KCAL. Question for Sheriff Luna or yourself. Specifically for that assault charge back in February of 2024, did it happen in February of 2024, or was it initially reported in February of 2024?
The date at which it happened, as the charges reflect, is February 22nd, 2024. And that's in Palmdale.
What can you tell us about the circumstances surrounding the arrest? Was there cooperation? Where did it happen?
The arrest, again, with respect to how the individual was arrested so quickly, in some respects, after the March 28th murder, those investigative techniques will be discussed in the appropriate court when we present the additional evidence that shows that Mr. Garcia Aquino committed this murder, as well as the additional acts of which he's
That is
charged.
home, though, District Attorney. Where was he arrested? Where is he taken into custody?
I believe it. I'll check if I might with Chief Hamilton.
He doesn't know where he was arrested.
Good afternoon, Alan Hamilton, Chief of Detectives, LAPD. He was taken into custody in the city of Los Angeles, and he was then subsequently transferred to the custody of the Sheriff's Department.
Was he at work, Alan?
He was not at work.
When it comes to talking about additional victims, do those additional victims include perhaps missing children who you fear may have met a similar demise?
We don't predetermine who the additional victims of this particular defendant are. By putting his picture out there and having this press conference as well, and hopefully using the tools that you'll be able to use to get our message out far and wide, we are seeking anyone who recognizes this particular individual as someone that victimized them to come forward to law enforcement. Whether, again, they want to come forward anonymously, come forward to any police department or sheriff station, or use the call-in numbers.
But are we looking at potential?
By the way, I want to thank Ann Rasmussen for the support with the gifted memberships. And let's get some hearts up for Ann, always supporting the channel. If you guys want to support the channel, you could become a member. If you're a member, you actually get a super chat, a free super chat. So check if you've been a member for a while, you may be eligible for a highlight comment. And you could do that right now. You could buy a super chat. You could become a member or whatever, support the channel, help the lights stay on. But thank you, Ann. What's the suspect's name? We're going to get to that right now.
Potential missing children cases that possibly could be linked to this, Sheriff.
We're looking at everything, and that's why if it's kind of unique for it's the district attorney's press conference, but you see us up here in partnership with LAPD, with the FBI. We're working with every agency, and that's why we're really pleading with the community that if you know anything, you've heard anything, or maybe you think somebody's missing, or loved one's missing, call us. Let us check. Let us check all the information. You have the most amazing detectives from all of our agencies that are capable, very capable, and they'll all be working on it.
I'm just trying to interpret this, Sheriff. Is it that you're confident there are additional victims, or you fear there are additional victims, or both?
I would say both at this time. There's always
more victims.
Always a fear that there's more victims, and we want to make sure that we account for everybody that's out there.
Jane Hoffman, he was arrested on that earlier sexual assault case, but he wasn't charged. Can you speak to that, to the difficulty of it? And also, we're talking about the most vulnerable citizens, children who cannot protect themselves. Where is the system failing that this child was not protected?
So he was arrested. When he was arrested, it was actually on the February 2024 charge, because that was the first charge that was brought forward. Today, he was actually charged with the murder charge for March 28th. So again, as far as dealing with the most vulnerable victims, we agree with you. Part of the reason for this press conference is to get the message out to the victims and even their families that if they have been victimized by this particular individual, Mr. Garcia Aquino, to come forward in order to bring justice to not just the Hernandez family, but to every family that's been victimized by this individual.
But if he had been arrested on that earlier alleged offense, he wouldn't have been on the streets, and he's
Facts. If he would have been arrested, he wouldn't have been on the streets.
But if he had been arrested on that earlier alleged offense, he wouldn't have been on the streets, and he certainly would not be working as a coach.
In order to develop the evidence for any particular offense, as we will be providing in court, it doesn't happen overnight. So even though that original offense occurred back in February of 2024, that started approximately within weeks of that particular investigation. But you have to actually go through all the different parts of an investigation before you ever get to an arrest warrant. You know, we want in every single case, we want justice to be as speedy as possible, but we got to get it right. And we have to make sure that at the time we end up charging someone, we have the evidence to prove it. So when we filed and got the arrest warrant on the earlier case, he was actually arrested. And unfortunately, he had committed this case as well.
District Attorney, you said murder with special circumstances, so you've opened up the avenue for the death penalty to pursue that?
So yes, the death penalty is eligible. He is eligible under a murder with special circumstances charge for either life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. We have recently instituted a new death penalty policy in which we will be evaluating whether or not the death penalty is appropriate for this particular case.
Can you talk about Oscar's death? How was he killed? We haven't heard from the coroner's office.
I think I can speak to that. We haven't heard from the coroner's office. At the point at which that information becomes public, we will certainly share it with the public. But we don't have the actual details of how he was killed at this exact moment, nor do we have all the reports that will come in when the coroner produces his or her reports.
Are you able to offer more details as to how you found the body?
Not at this time. There certain investigative techniques were used to both find the body and find the murderer of Omar Hernandez within days. Those investigative techniques and the evidence that came from them will be shared in court at the appropriate time.
The suspect and the victim, both minorities. Does that make your job more difficult because certain people can sort of exist in the shadows? Can you speak to that?
Sheriff, do you want to speak to that one?
This is specifically why I mentioned the fact that if somebody is afraid to come forward because they're afraid of what may happen to them because they may be undocumented, that needs to go away. Here, no matter what your documentation status is, we have a young man that was killed, murdered. That matters. and it should matter to everyone else out there. And that's why we're urging the public, whether we fear of it or we think there's other victims, whatever the circumstances may be, whether you speak the language or you don't, I don't care where you come from, please come forward, let us know right away. But you do ask a good question because people are afraid. And that's why we're out here. We're embracing this and saying, please come forward. We will assist you. We will bring people forward that speak the language, the right services. So we embrace it.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, Maria Ramirez, we'll all excuse ourselves this way. And then Maria Ramirez, if you want to.
Do we have a court appearance, District Attorney?
I'm sorry?
Do we have a court appearance?
Okay, there's going to be I guess they continued it in Spanish, and it's very important in Spanish. It's just that this audience here is not
Later
Spanish.
died. This was a Bell 206 helicopter.
But now we're looking at the screen. We're looking at the helicopter that crashed. My favorite, hit the like, everyone. Thank you, Lisa Boo. Hearts for Lisa Boo for that super chat. And Joaquin says, hey, Lewis, love you and this community. Just wish I could get here more often. Yeah, a lot of people are not getting notified, but I appreciate you. You can watch the videos we post afterwards. And so feel free to let me know what you think of any topic we talk about. Yeah, there was a helicopter crash. Hudson River. Let's six.
They could not answer those questions. Like I said, we know that 6 people dead, the pilot, 2 adults and 3 children. This was a family from Spain who was visiting. Just a tragic story to report on. You can only imagine had time to think to see the window that, this helicopter was going down the way that it did. The images that you see are just heartbreaking because you can only sit here and imagine what went through their minds at the moment.
Audio's awful here.
All right, we do apologize there. It does look.
Vehicle goes into the water, goes inverted, and you try to get out.
Yeah.
And again, there's disorientation, there's darkness, you don't know what's going on. But, here, the tragedy again, and here what potentially looks like a whole family.
Tourists from Spain visiting New York.
If you're a surviving parent, it would be awful, of course. But not having the potential here, what we can assume potentially maybe a whole family was lost.
Do people
that's also, I want to thank D Nice for the very generous PayPal donation. D Nice, love you, thinking of you, and see you soon. Deanie says, love your podcast, Lewis. I can listen and do other things on my phone at the same time. Yeah, a lot of people do, and myself included. Deanie, thank you, hearts for you. A lot of people do actually listen to YouTube more than they watch it. So that's a big deal. I actually listen to it more than I watch it. I have it on in the background. I do other stuff like, computer work or whatever.
To show you how to unbuckle your seatbelt, to show you how to open the door if you have to get out. But that's assuming that you've landed somewhere safely.
And upright.
Exactly. Now, they're not going to, there's no way they could brief them on an inverted impact into the water and have them respond. It's just impossible, really, to have them do it. But
with these flight companies operating daily, hundreds of them, I'm not sure, but there's quite a bit. I mean, you're over water. Manhattan's surrounded by water.
Folks, tomorrow we have tons of videos that people are not seeing because of the algorithm. So make sure that you are checking back on the report. Make sure that you are subscribed and everything. So because someone, I think it was Flowers, said, "Oh, I haven't seen you online for 2 weeks." I've been online. People are not getting notified. Also, hit the like, folks. We should have at least 100 likes here. Like 40 more likes. We need to hit 100 likes. Do I look sick, folks? Somebody said I look sick. Been trying to watch what I eat. I shouldn't be. If I look sick right now, which is fine, If I do, just let me know. I'm going back to cheeseburgers, man, and pizza and stuff like that. Heather says, I look great. Compliments will get you everywhere. I don't feel great. I've been walking a lot. I look fine. Flower says I look fine. Flower, you didn't say that. It's somebody else, right? All right. Keep telling me I look fine, ladies. I'm good with that. I look healthy. Thank you. If Shelly says it, shit, it's real. Uh, 20 months. Jalissa says I look amazing. Jalissa thinks I look amazing, man. Thank you, Jalissa. Keep the compliments coming. Talk about how great my voice is, the podcast, everything. I love that. All right, you guys ready for a car chase? This one's nuts. Let's check this one out. CHP Pursuit, a course in Torrance.
It's down to the rim, Gil. At the very least, the front right, if not the front left as well. No idea at this point how that happened. But, Gil, we've got your signal back. Look at that, straight on the rim on the front right.
Yeah, we were seeing...
Am I in a specific diet? Yeah, no more Cheetos. I dropped Cheetos, man. No more chips. I haven't eaten chips in a... Well, have I eaten? I eaten a couple, right? I'm eating... If I do snack after 6, I'm doing the trail mix with the raisins. Cut down a lot more food. Plus, I'm walking every other day, 5 miles and doing weights. I got to increase it, though. I've already lost 20 pounds, man. Oh, shut up, Jalissa. Yum Cheetos. As a matter of fact, I want some Cheetos. I'm not going to eat any, though. You know what I mean? I gotta avoid those frozen food, man, has a lot of salt, folks. It shows. There you go. That's what I love, Shelly. Oh, Fuzz, you ate a whole bag of honey hot? Bag of honey hot today? What is that? All right, let's go with this car chase.
Sparks coming off that rim just a short time ago as it was exiting LAX Horseshoe. But we understand this started with the Southgate PD. They went into pursuit of this vehicle, wanted for an assault with a deadly weapon. It's said to be the driver said to be armed with several weapons in the vehicle, so it's a very dangerous situation, no doubt. And unfortunately, it went into that LAX area for a while, went into that parking structure, then came out. Sparks flying from that front tire.
By the way, bad D-Nice. I got to share this. D-Nice, who's listening, just send me a bag of Cheetos. It says, who am I going to share this with? She sent me a picture of Cheetos. Bad D-Nice. Everybody in the chat. Love you, D-Nice, for bad D-Nice. Ah, there she is. Bad D-Nice. Cheetos look good, though. Hey, you know what? All your donations go today to a healthy meal. Okay, so if you want to donate for a healthy meal, you could do anything here on YouTube, but preferably PayPal. PayPal, I dropped the link in the comments. Support the channel. Support a healthy meal. Tofu. Some nice rice. Healthy portion and some veggies for the Lewis. If you want to support that, go ahead. You could also support it by subscribing, goddammit. Subscribe to the channel. Anyways.
All with a deadly weapon. It's said to be the driver said to be armed with several weapons in the vehicle, so it's a very dangerous situation, no doubt. And unfortunately, it went into that LAX area for a while, went into that parking structure, then came out. Sparks flying from that front tire as it came out of the horseshoe and by the pillars back out onto Sepulveda Boulevard southbound. And here we are on just off on Imperial Highway, and more sparks coming off that front right tire, or right rim, I should say. The tire's gone. But we'll see what happens here with the California Highway Patrol if they decide to try to do another pit maneuver or just play it by ear here on the 105 freeway now. And it's going to continue towards the 405 freeway. We don't know how much longer this vehicle can go with the condition like that. We've seen vehicles in the past that have this issue catch fire.
By the way, shameless plug tonight, Grayson Report is on live. You will be redirected over there. Look for Grayson Report tonight live.
To see the pursuit happening on the upper deck of LAX, not too often that they enter the horseshoe there. How were you able to...
Or whatever sends in some money for some super chat for some nice healthy dinner. Thank you. Thank you, Heather, whatever. I'm sorry. Hearts for Heather, whatever. Lori with the super chat for all the health food. There you go. Health food is actually more expensive than the other food they put all the chemicals on. I don't know why they do that. Hearts for you, Lori.
Get so close, because I thought you have like flight restrictions with LAX.
We do. We were outside of the restriction. Thankfully, we have a pretty powerful lens on Sky 5 here to be able to follow it. He was on that upper level, and the vehicle went by Tom Bradley International. But during that, I was surprised to see the CHP trying to do a pit maneuver on that part of the LAX horseshoe. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of traffic, though, at that hour or just a little while ago. So that's probably why they were trying to do that, to bring it to an end.
Well, CHP known to be aggressive in their tactics. We've watched too many of these to see otherwise. Different agencies have different pursuit protocols, and CHP is among the more aggressive. That would help to explain why you would see a pit maneuver attempt in the horseshoe at LAX. Again, there weren't many cars and not many people around. Nevertheless, there were travelers in the vicinity. Obviously, the pit maneuver was unsuccessful. Unclear at this point how the suspect lost the front right tire. And here you go. This is a look on screen right just moments ago. That is within the confines of LAX. As they're moving right into the upper deck, they're approaching Terminal 1 and the Southwest Terminal there. And just as this pursuit gets to the curve at the west end of the horseshoe near Tom Bradley Terminal, you see CHP try the pit maneuver. Incredible that they would do it there. Not something you would expect to see. Obviously, as you see, there are not too many cars, not too many travelers,
ever been in
but you do have people in the area.
How the hell are they going that
and you see them here just moments from now. They're going to try that. Again, this is live on screen left as it moves eastbound on the 105. But
Jackie, thank you for that super chat. But you're telling me to get a bag of Cheetos on you. Oh, man. You guys like me chubbier, right? I'm trying, man. Look at... Oh my God, look at how white the top part of my arm is. It's like a different person. Jackie, thank you for that. Hearts for you.
Again, screen right just moments ago at LAX. And there's that attempted pit maneuver. Didn't work. And Gil into a parking garage after this.
How is it going so fast inside LAX, man? Anybody has ever been to LAX? Shelly, LAX is so much traffic there, but this guy, everyone gives them the way, freedom away, right? No traffic.
That's right, Mike and Cord. Now, it didn't appear to me that the front tire was missing when it went into the parking structure, but definitely when it came out of the parking structure and back out on the surface streets, it was definitely sparking like this. So something happened there between the time it went.
No, I'm serious, folks. I hate to do this. Look, it's like another person. Look, I'm black right here, and I'm a white man. From the bicep, the shoulder to the bicep, I'm a white dude. Look at that. That looks nasty. My face is black. My forearms are black. And then, look at that. I gotta like. By the way, Justin Baldoni, man, you ain't got shit on me, dude. I'm half Irish. Farmer's Dan, is that what it is? Oh, wait, hold on.
The hub there, and LA or the California. As I come in tight, you'll look at what's grinding there on the asphalt here on the 105 freeway. It is just the hub there, and LA or the California Highway Patrol, I should say, they're keeping their distance due to the sparks that are coming off of that, the debris that's coming off that. They don't want their cars being disabled from anything that might come off the vehicle there. But again,
it's called
a dangerous pursuit here. Nonetheless, it's continuing eastbound on the 105 freeway towards the 110 freeway. And we'll see the speeds here about 65 miles an hour passing a truck. And so far, the driver's able to control that vehicle.
Well, also, Gil, this suspect is armed. That's what the want was by CHP. The suspect driving that GMC there was brandishing a firearm. And I'm curious, back to when the driver went into the parking garage, as he's about to probably lose his front wheel there. Were you hearing anything on the scanners for what was going? Was he just driving around in there, or what did you hear?
Well, didn't hear a whole lot.
Here's the bottom line. When I drive, if my car has a slight flat, I cannot drive it. These people doing these car chases, they have straight up driving with one wheel, no wheels, no steering wheel, no car, and they're still outrunning the cops. How the hell does that happen?
It appeared that the driver was trying to exit at some point. We did not see it come out of the parking structure, but we did see it coming out of that lower level of the horseshoe back towards Sepulveda, and then got on Sepulveda south through the tunnel underneath the runways, and then came back out. So we didn't really get to hear a whole lot of activity. I can tell you, though, it looks like there's a passenger in that right front seat there. I saw some hands moving there just a minute ago, but you can see all the debris coming off of this front end. That's the airship overhead keeping track of the pursuit, but a lot of debris coming off. We have some vehicles here. We got some traffic. I'm going to come out wider and show you this as we approach the 110 freeway. I'm getting a look out the window to see what's ahead and what's causing this. There might be an accident up ahead here on the eastbound 105 freeway, but here's the shot with the, it looks like a sheriff's helicopter that's tracking the vehicle at this point.
You are watching the KTLA 5 News at 11 o'clock. I'm Micah Ullman, along with Courtney Friel, Gil Levis aboard Sky 5. We're watching the pursuit of a suspect wanted initially by Southgate PD for brandishing a firearm, making its way out west toward LAX into the LAX complex. The CHP ultimately taking over as lead agency here. Screen left is live on the 105 leaving LAX. Screen right, this just moments ago within the complex at LAX as you see CHP moving in behind this suspect, attempting unsuccessfully to do a pit maneuver there on the upper deck at LAX just as it curves on the west edge toward Tom Bradley Terminal. The suspect still moving, losing a tire at one point, and now you see back live here on the 105 eastbound away from LAX, and Gil, it's a matter of time before this vehicle is ultimately disabled.
Absolutely. We're coming into the 110, 105 interchange here, and he's going to stay on the eastbound 110 freeway, at least for now. He went into a cone zone, which was very dangerous. We weren't sure if there was any Caltrans workers there, but fortunately came back out of that. That was the reason for the traffic there. But now he's got open freeway here past the 110 freeway, and that CHP unit, they're getting a little close, acting like maybe he wants to do a pit maneuver here. But
who wants to see the rest of this? Who wants to see the rest of this? I need 24 more likes. Let's go. 24 more likes. If you want to see the rest of this. I know there's 24 of you that have not liked it. Meanwhile, Anne, thank you for the donation. Denny, Lisa Boo, Jackie, Crystal, Fuzz, Jalissa, Heather, Lori, Jackie, D Nice. Thanks for today's support. All right, let's see how that like is going up. The likes aren't going up. What the hell? You got to press that like button, folks. What's going on?
But the speeds might be just too much, 63, 65 miles an hour that we're tracking it. So at this point, we have a driver and what looks like a passenger going to come back.
Rasmussen with the hooking up those memberships, Ann. Thank you. People's fingers are broken. I think a lot of people are watching on their TV and they can't really press like.
Getting tight here so you can get a closer look if you can tell. But look at that front end, just that rim is just dangling there. Pieces just pouring off of that thing.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking to watch because you don't know what exactly is going to happen. Gil, you said you've seen some pretty intense incidents before with cars in this situation. Can you explain?
Yeah, we've seen even a big rig tractor that actually did this one time, and it caused the truck to burn to the ground. That was on the 5 freeway coming down the Grapevine.
Wait, I thought only Tesla's burned. What's going on? This is fake news.
But, at this point, it doesn't look like there's enough there to cause this car to start on fire at this point, but you don't know. It might start in any minute. But here's a look at what's going on the freeway. In the meantime, you see the CHP not directly behind it because of all that debris coming off. And cars on the freeway, fortunately, not a whole lot of traffic ahead of this vehicle. And looking up towards the 710 freeway, it looks like it's the same conditions on the freeway here. So that's good news. Not a whole lot of cars in the way that are coming up on this pursuit or behind the pursuit. But at this point, the CHP staying behind it, I am counting about 5 or 6 units of the CHP. I'll come out to a wide shot so you get a better idea of what is following and what's overhead. It looks like 6 units there in the pursuit, and you can see that spark, the spark coming off this vehicle pretty badly here. So it could at any point catch fire.
Incredibly dangerous to see this happening, and particularly at those speeds. I mean, when you get in close, you can see it's as though that axle is about to split in half. That front axle. I mean, this is just incredible. You can see the wheel, what's left of it, bouncing around there, clinging desperately to the front axle there, and you also have to concern yourself
if you're it's actually faster like this. What kind of car is that? Does anyone know?
Enforcement of the potential that this thing could come apart and there'd be heavy metal objects in the road that could cause a problem. Fortunately, getting off the freeway here, you don't like to see the high speeds.
Finally,
this thing has got to come to an end here. They're going to run another pit here on the off ramp.
No pit. He didn't want to do a pit because he doesn't want to damage the police car.
As though there aren't many people in the area, which is prime opportunity. And again, the speeds now. Gil, this vehicle, they're still able to move it and steer this thing.
Here we go. Pit.
Unbelievable. He made that turn off the freeway here on Willowbrook. But here
that pit was like, dude, you have to accelerate the car.
A couple of times the CHP tried that pit maneuver. One time on the off-ramp there.
Here now, Eric Donald's in New York with us. Eric's the chair of the Center for Education Opportunity at the America First Policy.
You can see just more and more sparks coming off. It's unbelievable that this driver is able to maintain control. Here comes another possible pit. We'll see what's up ahead for the CHP. They want to keep an eye on it. He got
sorry, let me remind you
from Willowbrook, and you can see just more and more sparks coming off. It's unbelievable that this driver is able to maintain control. Here comes another possible pit. We'll see what's up ahead for the CHP. They want to keep an eye on it. He got.
This one's for Ann. Where is Brad Pitt when you need him? It's an Ann joke. Where is Brad Pitt? Brad Pitt maneuver. That's when it doesn't work? I don't know.
This really looks like something out of a movie at this point. And you got to wonder, too, if the driver and passenger, if their feet are getting a little toasty from all those sparks rising up.
The feet of the passenger, she really did ask that. I wonder if the feet of the passenger are getting a little roasty. Does she think this is the Flintstones? She seriously asked that. If the passenger's seat are getting, roasty, is this the Flintstone? Remember that? Who knows the Flintstones? Or am I aging myself? Jeez. She asked that.
A little toasty from all those sparks rising up.
This thing is.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah.
You would
At
think.
this point, and you got to.
You would think. I don't think. Look, man. Even if that's the case, I don't think it's being toasty. I think it's being smithered-reened.
For the CHP, they want to keep an eye on it.
This really.
Well, you got some. Yeah.
This really looks like something out of a movie at this point. And you got to wonder, too.
What movie? What movie does this look like? The Flintstones?
If the driver and passenger, if their feet are getting a little toasty from all those sparks.
Look, ma'am, ask real questions. Like, do you think the driver has a wig on that's about to fall off? Those are the questions we want to know.
Rising up.
This thing is.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you would think, yeah.
And it's as though he's pushing along. I mean, it's riding on the front bumper now. This thing is.
Man, this is like a car chase with Bambi.
Cooked.
Football.
Yep. And look at all.
Oh my God, how many people came out of there? There's like 50 people in there, folks. Look.
It's as though he's pushing along. I mean, it's riding on the front bumper now. This thing is cooked.
Football.
Yep. And look at all the people.
3, 4. Whoa. This is the driver here. We're going to stick with the driver. And he's running in through football.
Something out of a movie.
Oh, that's a shocker. How many people came out of there? Was this a shuttle?
At this point, and you got to wonder too if the driver and passenger, if their feet are getting a little toasty from all those sparks rising up.
This thing is.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah, and it's as though he's pushing.
By the way, Karen show just got here. Car chase. A lot of Karen. Thank you so much for that super chat. That's amazing. Thank you for that support, Karen. Subscribe to the Karen show. I was actually there last Saturday on the Karen show. Share that link, Karen. And we were talking about vampires on our show. It was great. I even pissed off people in her community. They were like, F this guy, I'm not coming back. I was trying to be nice too. We've had some tragic story, of course, with the helicopter crashing in the Hudson Bay. That is still no survivors. That's a very sad story. We've had the story about the soccer, the allegations with a soccer coach and a child. You can rewind and watch that. Warning, all this stuff's triggering. I don't know what else we covered. We're now in a car chase and we're trying to make it a little lighter, but that's the thing. There's stories. Just even this thing, man, it's dangerous. Even this thing's dangerous. Okay. But we'll make lighter compared to the other stories.
Pushing along. I mean, it's riding on the front bumper now. This thing is cooked.
Football.
Yep. And look at all the people.
3, 4.
Whoa.
This is the driver here. We're going to stick with the driver. And he's running in through some public.
Now, they should ask the commentator, the lady, does it look like their legs are burning? Ma'am? Are their feet toasty? No. The guy right here, especially the passenger guy, flew out there. Flew out of the car.
And look at all the people.
3, 4.
Whoa.
This is the driver here. We're going to stick with the driver.
Stick with the driver.
And he's running in through some public housing here. This is going to be north of Imperial Highway. The driver running behind. You see the airship keeping with the driver with its night sunlight. And he's going to give up. That's it. He made it a couple of buildings and he's there.
Damn! Man, that's a long run though. Man! Did the cop go excessive?
The airship keeping with the driver with its night sunlight, and he's going to give up. That's it. He made it a couple of buildings, and if they're going to take him down right there. At least 3 other suspects that jumped out of the vehicle and took off running in different directions. We stuck with the driver in custody at this point, but we'll come back out to the vehicle. You can see how far he made it. You can see all the CHP units here, and at this point, the other ones have scattered in through these apartment complexes here near Imperial Highway.
Again, wanted for brandishing a firearm. This out of Southgate. The Southgate PD initiating this pursuit. CHP eventually taking over. This was wild in every way, moving through LAX and back onto the 105 freeway where that vehicle
head home to a place that they are familiar with, but
LAX. This is, and it's coming right up here. See, parking garage. They come out of it back onto the 105, and at that point they had lost a tire, and the rest was history, as they say. They moved a little bit along.
Who's going to be at Grayson Report tonight? More Tesla attacks, huh? Let's check this one out.
Have fun in jail.
Nothing escalated, guys. We're here to be peaceful. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
You all right?
I want to file charges.
Where's the gentleman that got punched? I am.
But wait.
Where's the gentleman that got punched?
Right
here. Stop. I need you to stop touching me. Where's your car? Right here. Are you driving? Don't hear you. Go back in your car. Sir, get back in your car. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yo, thank you, Karen Show, for the 5 gifted memberships. 5 gifted memberships. Let's see those 5 gifted memberships. If you got a membership, Karen Show, hearts for you in the comments. Subscribe to the Karen Show as well. Hearts for the Karen Show. Thank you, Karen.
Protesting. His wife is protesting. We are not.
He punched a guy that his wife was protesting. What the fuck? Oh my God, that's hilarious. I should have made this its own video. Did you guys hear that? The idiot bald dude right here punched a guy in a Tesla, and he was protesting with him, like he agreed with him.
Have fun in jail. Have fun in jail.
We're here to be peaceful. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
You all right?
I want to file charges.
Where's the gentleman that got punched?
Allegedly, the bald guy, the bald Nazi, because if you punch someone because of the car they're driving, because you're trying to influence what they vote for, you are a Nazi fascist, punched a guy that's actually agreeing with his protest.
Punched. I am.
But wait.
Where's the gentleman that got punched? Right here. Stop. I need you to stop touching me. Where's your car? Right here. Are you driving? Don't hear you. Go back in your car. Sir, get back in your car. What the fuck's wrong with you?
He's protesting.
His wife was protesting. The guy came to pick her up, and he drives a Tesla because...
He's protesting. We are not for Musk.
We're not for Musk, she says. We hate the way he raised his right hand saying hello.
Sir, get...
This guy thinks he's a hero, too.
In your car.
You've been asking in your car.
Sir, get in your car. We're going to get another officer here. I can't do that right now, okay?
attacked a fellow protester that was in a Tesla, bro. That's what it sounds like right here. That's insane. That's insane, man. She said her husband. Some people could only drive one car. All right, they can't buy 10 cars because. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna look for that story later. Let me tell you all something. I heard a report. I'm gonna look for it. Right? There's video. You know what a Lucid is? It the Lucid, the other electrical car? The Lucid car. They're vandalizing those cars because they can't tell the difference between that car and the Tesla. Yeah. There's people vandalizing non-Tesla cars thinking that they're Teslas because they don't know what Teslas look like. And they're getting caught on videos. Yeah, the Lucid. So they're keying the wrong car. They're keying Toyotas probably not next and BMWs and thinking because they can't tell what a Tesla looks like. Stupid. But this, hey, look, this is funny. This is funny. Exactly, Julissa. All right, I'm going to turn it to the comments. Anything else? Yeah, it's getting super serious. You have the right to own whatever car you want in this country. I don't know what the hell people are thinking. And then if you're backing down, oh, I'm going to switch my car because I'm scared. Man, you're part of the problem, man. Am I the only one that thinks it's difficult to feel bad for Justin Bieber? I know his health, I don't know, man. I feel worse for other people who are sick. This guy, oh, poor Justin Bieber. He's a billionaire that dates models. Ah, man, I don't know. I think I have the biggest problems. You know what it is? A farmer's tan. See that? My farmer's tan. I got to get rid of it. I need some lotion too. I need lotion. Let's see if there's any other crazy thing going on and then Grayson report tonight. All right, let's see what Blake Lively's up to. Blake Lively reportedly regrets legal showdown with Justin Baldoni as it ends with us fallout takes personal toll. Do you think she regrets it? Pics, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds spotted together after it ends with us. Co-star speaks out. Hey, folks, listen, here's the deal. I remember everyone loved Ryan Reynolds, all right? Now he's not as young as he used to be. All right. And people are, Justin Baldoni is, I guess, younger, so he looks better. So everybody's dissing him. I remember the time Ryan Reynolds couldn't do anything wrong in the eyes of the fans. I don't know. All this stuff, though, like with the Blake Lively news. No report. Okay, Justin has plenty of money. He can afford good care compared to the average man or woman. Hold on. That can't even afford a therapist. Exactly. Yep, Grayson report later. Show up there if you can, everybody. Yeah, I never liked Ryan Reynolds that much, honestly. I didn't think he was funny. His acting's mid. But hey, so much for good old Canadian boy, right? Like that's a saying. he can't be called that anymore. Well, I mean, people aren't going to call him that anymore. What's up, Amor? You are late. We're 2 hours into the show, but welcome. So a lot of this Blake Lively news is redundant, in my opinion. I feel like I've heard this stuff before, or am I wrong? I feel like I've heard this stuff. Oh, no worries, Amor. I'm just teasing you. Love having you here. But the good thing, you could rewind the video and go back to check it out from the beginning. Is it all repetitive? I doubt Blake and Ryan's relationship is going to last after this. They may break up. I don't know, man. There's something weird about this story that I feel like there's a missing part in this story. Like, I feel like there's something that's missing, because Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, and I hate these pop-ups, man. They keep going. They don't back down. And in the eyes of the public, they seem like they're full of shit, right? A lot of people think they're full of shit. I just feel like there's a missing component. What do you guys think? Anyways, folks, I will be almost like they have something, but almost like, or maybe they think they're so good that they think they have enough, but they don't. All right, folks, we are going to be cutting this video now. We're going to be at Grayson Report tonight. We will see you there. Thanks for coming on in here. Nerd out.